The key part is really that AI as a field is evolving so quickly. There's so many news and news bites that come out on a given day that is starting to get hard keeping up with all that. But the best thing you can do, especially when these technologies are available for free, is sign up, try them out, make your own experience, so you can also be part of the conversation and have an informed discussion with your peers.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Engatica's interview series. I'm your host, Anjdeep Kaur, and we're really glad to have you join us. Today, we have Andreas Welsch, Chief AI Strategist at Intelligence Briefing on the show. Welcome, Andreas.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. So before we go ahead, let me brief you a bit about Engatica. So the Engatica interview series is a powerhouse of insights from industry experts and influencers from around the globe, a platform that provides latest news on AI automation and technologies that will help you grow your business. Come be a part of our community, learn, share, and grow with us. So, Andreas, I have a couple of questions for you. So, AI for business impact, right? So, what's next in that?
See, over the last couple of years, I feel AI has really been a hype topic. If we think back to 2016, 17, AI was really picking up steam. It was this new technology that was promised to unlock huge value and business impact. And we've seen that many companies have invested in that space, have done their proof of concepts, have even implemented their own platforms. We also see that for many companies, it might not have necessarily panned out the way they wanted, because on one hand, processes have not been in place, expectations had been too high, data was not there. Overall, the collaboration between technology experts and business stakeholders is something that not just in AI, but in other topics we see needs a lot of work and a lot of nurturing. But in addition to companies building their AI platforms and getting value out of it, what I also see is that it's become a lot more pervasive in business applications, and not just business applications, also for consumers, right? So AI has really become a feature of modern software, if you will. And I think that's really exciting, because a lot of times we don't even know or don't even need to know that there's AI in it. And it helps us do our tasks more efficiently and more effectively. But what I think is next is really this new topic around generative AI, where we are able to go beyond just automating tasks and processes, or just giving insights based on historic data, where AI can really create and generate information for us and help us with that. And I really feel that this just gives the AI momentum a new push, because before, we're starting to flatten out a little bit, and those that were doing AI are seeing great results and get great return. But now really this gives new momentum and fuels that AI discussion again. We need to be careful that we don't get into a similar situation that we were in 2016 and 17, where we're also excited both as an industry but also as business leaders about this new technology and just want to do something with it, basically having a technology looking for a problem. So I hope, I sincerely hope that together we've learned that this is not the best approach to go about it, but really think about where do we have a need, where do we have a business problem that we want to solve. And first of all, is AI even the right technology to do that? And then think about, well, what kind of AI do we need? Is something like generative AI a type of technology that we feel can help us in that process?
Right. So as you mentioned, generative AI. So why should a business care about that?
So maybe first of all, the distinction, why generative AI, or what is generative AI? In very simple terms, if you haven't heard about the term before, generative AI creates content, creates information based on historic information. So there are different kinds of generative AI. I think two that are very popular is that you, as a user, write a text prompt where you want the system or the model to do something. For example, create a photorealistic image of a robot in a flower field. modeled after Monet, for example. And then this AI system using generative AI has been trained on a huge data set of existing data, and then can interpret your input to create an output that shows a robot in the flower field, modeled after Monet in that style. Or the other type that we're seeing being very popular at the moment with technologies like GPT, the transformer architecture and pre-trained transformers, where similar with the text prompt, you can create an entire blog post of text. And there we see technologies called large language models that can emulate natural language and predict basically the next word, but do it in such a way that it sounds almost human-like. So the benefit I see for businesses and why business should care is because that's a significant improvement and significant opportunity compared to the way we've been doing AI in the past. Now, why is that? And that is mainly because AI becomes a lot more accessible to people, to users, to businesses as well. We can reduce cost and reduce effort to create at least some basic ideas for sparking creativity, at a fraction of the cost, but at a much higher order of magnitude and quality. So whether it's, again, on the marketing side, if you will, creating long form content like blogs, or having video avatars that you can use to produce your video more quickly and easily, that seem like a human person, but they're really AI generated, or this type of image generation just from a text prompt. So at the moment, the use cases that we are seeing and the scenarios definitely help with that productivity. But I think that's really only just the beginning. So if you start getting into this now and familiarize yourself now, I think there are tremendous opportunities to establish your business or grow your business. And on an individual level, in terms of productivity, really raise that again as well. The other reason why business should care is that there's a significant debate that is starting and that needs to be had around intellectual property and ownership when using generative AI. Because many of these models have been trained on public information and data from the web, it's not always clear, where these sources come from and who has the ownership of the information that has gone into this model. So we're seeing just these past few weeks, for example, that companies like Getty or Shutterstock, who are in the market of stock images as one of their businesses, are filing lawsuits against companies doing this kind of generative AI, because they say, hey, these AI generated outputs are most likely based on data out of our databases, or that resembles styles and information that we have access to. So I think we'll see a lot more there, not just on images, but also then when it comes to text and style, or even coding that you can use this kind of generative AI for. Who owns the rights on the original content? What does it mean if AI is being trained on that? And how is all that used? The last thing, again, just to be aware of why business should care. Yes, there's a lot of opportunity. Right now, we're also seeing that these large language models might create factual inaccuracies in the output that they write. So just the other day, I saw something where a user asked a generative AI system, ChatGPT, which eggs are bigger, cow eggs or chicken eggs? Now, you and I know that there are no cow eggs, but in a very convincing way, ChatGPT created a return and said, well, cow eggs are bigger, they're heavier, they're larger in size, and so on. So right now, at least, if you're a human using these kinds of technologies, you better fact check what the output is. Even if it sounds plausible, it might not necessarily be, because at the end of the day, these models, quote unquote, just predict the next word. So be mindful of that, but there are, again, tremendous opportunities to start the creative process, to have content written for you and on your behalf, but it's at least for now a good idea to keep a person in the loop to check the information that it's accurate.
Right. So the metaverse, is it like a game or is it like a serious play?
Oh, that's a good question. So, you know, I think moving on from generative AI, I see a lot of opportunities. I also see a lot of similarities there when we talk about metaverse. Now, metaverse is as being this digital or artificial environment that we will be able to immerse ourselves in and have experiences. I think at the moment where it started was mainly in the game industry and from that type of experience. And you know, the promise is obviously much bigger. The potential is there that this will become and can become a you know, as significant as the internet has become over the last few decades. But I also believe that it'll take time to get there. You know, shortly after the first announcements or Facebook rebranding from Facebook to Meta, in their shift, we're seeing consumer product companies and retailers make moves getting into a metaverse or creating their own metaverse and their own experience, whether it was Walmart or it was Louis Vuitton and others. I think companies that do want to be forward-leaning are experimenting with it. But I also believe that it'll take some more time for it to really be pervasive or become pervasive. However, when we also look at customer experience, right, that's today very fragmented. You have different experiences depending on the vendors and companies that you work with or that you shop from. Now, imagine if these brands had more information and context about you, they could really personalize those experiences for you. So instead of a one-to-many approach, it could really be a one-to-one relationship where we know you, Andreas, and what you enjoy doing or what type of products you are looking for or have typically bought. Now, where I believe generative AI will come in is to help create these experiences in a much more dynamic and personalized way. So think about being able to create imagery or sound or music or text and narratives just at the moment with just a text prompt. So if you spin that further into this virtual reality type world of the metaverse, I think these experiences become really personalized at the second or at the minute that you really need them. So that's how I see all these three things being combined. On one hand, AI in business and where it goes next. So definitely generative AI as the next big trend, but you know, the need to be realistic there, what you can use it for at the moment, but start exploring it. At the second layer, it's really generative AI as a technology. Where does it help me, not just today, but also tomorrow? And then more future looking as we think about more personalized experiences, what does the combination of all these capabilities really mean and enable?
Right. So are there any other soundbites you'd like to share with our audience?
I think the key part is really that AI as a field is evolving so quickly. There's so many news bites that come out on a given day that is starting to get hard keeping up with all that. But the best thing you can do, especially when these technologies are available for free, is sign up, try them out, make your own experience, so you can also be part of the conversation and have an informed discussion with your peers, whether it's on the technology front or it's on the business side, to really have more information and make a more informed decision whether this is something you want to use, you should use, and where you can use it.
That's amazing. So thank you, Andreas, for sharing your valuable insights with us. For more content, subscribe to Engati and tap the bell icon to access to exclusive content from thought leaders from around the globe. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you with the new experts soon.
Thank you.